My name's Derek, and I'm 36 now. But this story begins 6 years ago, the moment I made the worst mistake of my life. I fell for a woman who never really saw me. Not for who I was. Not as someone permanent. Just convenient. Her name was Celeste. We met at an engagement party for some mutual friends. She walked in like she owned the place, confident, gorgeous, successful. Everyone turned to look at her. Me? I was just a grounded guy trying to grow my small architecture firm. I didn't stand out, but I was steady, reliable, and way too eager to please. We dated for a year. Every week felt like a performance review. Was I romantic enough? Did I keep her entertained? It always felt like she was measuring me against something or someone. But I thought if I just kept showing up, kept loving her, I'd eventually win her heart for real. When I proposed and she said yes, I thought I had finally passed whatever test she had set in her mind. I couldn't have been more wrong. Just a few months into our marriage, I made a lighthearted comment about finally being able to relax now that the wedding chaos was over. She looked straight at me and said, completely serious, "Don't get too comfortable. Marriage is only temporary unless you keep impressing me." I remember laughing, thinking it was a weird joke, but she didn't laugh. That moment hit me like a brick. She didn't see us as permanent. To her, I wasn't a husband, I was a resume that needed constant updating. A solid plan B until the excitement of plan A came knocking. After that, everything became a performance. If I missed complimenting her outfit, I didn't care enough. If I didn't suggest the hottest new restaurant, I was slipping. She brought up her ex, Malik, constantly. It didn't matter what we were doing, he'd always come up. She made him sound like some kind of legend. Adventurous, spontaneous, thrilling. One night, while we were lying in bed, she casually said if Malik had been ready for marriage, I'd probably be with him right now. I stared at the ceiling, numb. I didn't argue. I didn't speak. I just swallowed it, like I always did. Then came the night everything shifted. She went out with her friends and stumbled in around a.m., half drunk and out cold on the couch. Her phone was sitting on the kitchen counter. I don't usually snoop, but something in my gut told me to look. The messages were like knives. She was texting a friend about Malik. He was back in town, single, richer. She was giddy, hopeful, eager to see where things go. Then came the line that made my chest cave in. Derek's fine, but let's be honest, he was always the safe bet. Malik's the real thing. I'm just waiting for the right time to pivot. Like I was some temporary stand-in until the real game started. I didn't confront her, didn't yell, didn't wake her up. Something inside me just shut down. I knew it was over, not with a bang, but with quiet clarity. So I started preparing my exit. I opened a new bank account, found a short-term lease on a furnished apartment, slowly moved out a little at a time, just the essentials. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want revenge. I wanted peace. Then, one Tuesday morning, while she was sipping mimosas with her influencer circle, I left. Just like that. On the dining table, I left her a handwritten note. You were always waiting for something better, so I gave it to you. You're free now. Don't reach out. I turned my phone off, closed the door, and disappeared from her world. She didn't take it well. The calls poured in, angry, shocked, accusatory. She said I was being overdramatic, said I owed her a conversation. But I had already said everything I needed to. I just didn't say it out loud. I said it by walking away. She ended our marriage over something that could have been talked through. I didn't argue, didn't beg, I just disappeared. Then came the desperate voicemails, the teary emails, the pleading messages, until silence. 2 months passed. Then one afternoon, she appeared at my office. But she wasn't the same woman anymore. Her posture told the story before her lips did. Exhausted eyes, unkempt hair, and none of the spark she once flaunted. She confessed everything. Said Malik never wanted commitment. Told her I was too much work. Said she should have valued the man who stood by her through everything. I listened, silent. When she finished, I stood and looked her in the eye. You should have kept being impressed, I said, because now you won't get the chance again. I walked her to the door, opened it for her, and that was it. Chapter closed. Apparently, Malik vanished a few weeks after they rekindled things. Her social circle began to shrink once people realized they were just pawns in her game. Her reputation faded fast. Meanwhile, my life took off. I landed a career-defining contract, traveled, focused on myself, and met Jasmine, a woman who didn't need a show. She appreciated me for who I was. We're taking it slow, but it already feels more real than anything I had before. Celeste believed she was trading up. She thought I'd always be there waiting in case things went south. But when you treat someone like a placeholder, don't be surprised when they disappear without making a sound and lock the door behind them. I went full no contact. No replies to her texts, no reaction to her desperate attempts for closure. Then one day, a court notice landed in my hands. She was filing for divorce, and not just that. She wanted alimony, a share of my business, and the house I had bought long before we even met. Her claim? That she sacrificed her life to support my career and was a key part of my networking success. The truth? She never lifted a finger for my business, didn't know my clients, didn't attend a single event. Her lawyer presented all this with a straight face. It was absurd. So I hired Cynthia Graves, a ruthless attorney with a reputation for tearing apart lies with precision. She glanced at the documents and gave me a grin. We're not just fighting this. We're going to rip every thread apart. We subpoenaed everything: bank statements, messages, social accounts. That's when the truth began to unravel. Celeste had been secretly funneling money into a separate account during our marriage. Luxury purchases, weekend getaways. One Vegas trip, supposedly with friends, turned out to be a romantic escape with Malik. Worse still, she had tried to use my house as collateral for a private loan, forging my signature on the paperwork. That crossed into criminal territory. Once we presented all the evidence, everything shifted. Her attorney tried to settle quietly. Cynthia refused. She wanted the facts read in open court. Celeste arrived in full performance mode, dressed like she was auditioning for Pity, fake tears and all. Claimed I abandoned her. Claimed she put her dreams on hold for our marriage. Then Cynthia laid it all out: photos from Vegas, receipts from Miami, messages where Celeste mocked me, called me a backup plan. The courtroom fell silent. The judge asked if the texts were real. Celeste tried to dance around it. He called a recess. Her lawyer begged for mediation. We said no. When the final decision came, it was brutal for her. No alimony, no business rights, no part of the house. A fraud mark placed in her court records. The judge didn't hold back. Told her, "You treated this marriage like a tryout. There's a cost for that." I left that courtroom with every asset intact. But more than that, I walked away with something. She could never take peace. Her world fell apart after that. Malik cut her off. Her reputation took a nosedive. She tried relaunching her image, spouting self-help quotes online about letting go of toxic energy and finding self-love. But no one was buying it. Everyone already knew the truth. Even tried to send me a handwritten apology months later. Claimed she forgot what real love looked like. I didn't read it. Just fed it to the shredder. It's been over a year now. Business is thriving. I bought another property. I'm in a relationship with a woman who doesn't measure love by achievements or status, who simply values connection. Sometimes I think back to the version of myself who stayed too long, who begged for attention, who held on to someone who never truly saw him. That version of me is gone. Celeste played a game thinking she'd win. She risked everything on an illusion and lost it all. I didn't just walk away, I built something real while she got buried under the weight of her own deception.